What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button, whether you're listening to this on the podcast or watching this on YouTube. And hit that like button while you're at it if you're here on YouTube, because I really appreciate the fact that you are here. And let's get into this podversation/reality chat. Married to Medicine. It is one of the reality shows that I continuously come back to watch because I feel like out of all those that I have watched, it is one of the most real. You have actual married couples. The show is called Married to Medicine, and the spouses are either doctors or they're married to doctors, or of course, vice versa. And right now they have a new couple that they're introducing on the show, because I feel that with Quad still being on the show, who was married to a doctor, not saying anything wrong with her not being married anymore, because obviously her personal reasons for why she chose to get divorced is why she got divorced, and she's entitled to do so. But I don't think there's anything wrong with her still being on the show. I just don't understand why, with the show being called Married to Medicine, she is still, I don't even want to say she's still, because previously she was a friend to the people on the show versus being a co-star. And I felt that was cool. But now that she is actually listed in the opening of the show, I don't get it. Because you have Toya, who is married to Dr. Eugene. And now you have Anila, who's married to the other doctor. I know his name, but sorry, at the time I'm recording this, I can't recall it. But you get my drift. And now they're introducing another couple on the show who, by way of Dr. Heavenly, they're friends. The woman, she is an attorney, and she's married to a doctor of dental medicine. So it makes sense for these people to be cast members on the show. But she's not in the opening credits, I guess, because she's new. And we've got Quad, who is in the opening of the show, but she is not married to anyone. Definitely not married to medicine, let alone married. So I don't understand the thinking behind that. I guess she's good TV, and she has her little quips and the things that she says that are cute and funny and whatnot. I get it. I like Quad. I liked her from the first season. Now she's got her moments that annoys me and all that good stuff, but that's just legitimate real life stuff. Nobody likes everything about everyone. So I don't know, why is Quad still on the show if she's not just a friend to those who are on the show? That part doesn't make sense to me, because on this previous episode, prior to the most recent episode, she had her Holla Slay party, which is a housewarming Christmas party for her new home. And it was cool, but it was funny to see the others like Dr. Contessa and Dr. Simone and their spouses, and even Toya and her husband, Dr. Eugene, who were making fun, and I believe rightfully so, justified. I felt it was funny too, when Quad was giving her speech about how, amazing her house is and nobody helped her to do it, and she did it all on her own. It's like, okay, fine. You're not the only person in history to buy a huge house on your own. And in my opinion, way too much house for, I know she has her mother living with her now, and her nephew, the son of her now deceased brother, may he rest in peace. That's a, sad situation. But again, why do you need that much house for yourself? You didn't have that much house when you were married. But anyway, okay, but we get it, especially down in Atlanta. Once you start making that money, then you have to showcase it to everyone. So that means you have to have a multi-million-dollar house, even if it's way too much house for you. All right. But getting off of that topic, and you can let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section. Do you feel that Quad should still be on the show, if not more than in a capacity of being a friend of those who are on the show? Because in my opinion, I don't feel like most of these people, besides Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie, who clearly had a friendship prior to, like a really tight friendship prior to the show, and I think it actually caused a rift of some sort. that they're genuine, really, really good friends. And I'm not even going to go into why I feel that way. But Toya at this party was accused of sleeping around, as well as her finances came for, if that's the way I should even say it. Audra, the newest on the show, she came for Toya and Dr. Eugene's finances in terms of, did they really make $1 million by selling their house? And I get it was give back because Audra was pissed off that Toya was coming for her clothing and the comment that she made about her being a bad lawyer when they were out in Vegas. But if Toya apologized, then like, why bring it up again? I don't know. But it was a moment. And Audra was doing way too much. It was a moment. She had to jump up and make herself seen and go down the list of all of the liens that they've had and all that other stuff. And I know even though Toya acted like it wasn't embarrassing, I'm sure that it was. Nobody wants to be put on the spot like that, especially when it comes to Toya and those finances, because on this show, every season, it's been the constant theme of them moving, packing up, moving, and then when they were building their dream home, we really thought, okay, at least for the next 3 to 5 years, they're going to be stable and be in one spot. Okay. So to go like the following year to sell the house, it just didn't really make a lot of sense. And a lot of people felt like they knew why, but nobody really came out there like that, especially on the show. You may have seen bloggers talking about it, but you never saw anyone on the show just come out and list all of these things in this way. So I know that was definitely triggering. But Toya, she didn't just drag Audra because of what she was saying. It was because Audra was getting up in her face and bumping her chest up against her. So Toya mushed her. And I understood. She technically touched her. You didn't just touch her feelings and emotions by going deep down and dirty with her financial situations, but you touched her with your body. So she put the hands on you and mushed her, in the face. And that was that. So I got that. I understood it. And also at the party, Anila and Anila's friend, which was a former friend of Toya, there apparently was a rumor that Toya was sleeping around with somebody in the neighborhood. I don't know why it would have to be that this woman would have to come to the party. Like, was she going to have a moment where she would get up and say, yes, Toya, who and I, she and I, we used to be friends, but I have so much character and integrity. I can't hang around this woman anymore because she has been sleeping around on her husband and I don't want to be a part to that. Like, even if that were the case, like, why would she come to Quad's holiday party to talk about that? And I feel that Quad and Toya, they've had their issues over the years anyway, so there's really no love lost in between the two of them. But yeah, Toya, she was pissed at Anila for bringing that woman there. And Anila, she's been messy with Toya as well. I don't know exactly why their friendship fell out, but obviously they were never really true, genuine friends. So that's neither here nor there. Well, Funky Dineva, I listened to his commentary on the Married to Medicine most recent episode, and he shared some things where it was like, wow, because at the end of the last episode of Married to Medicine, it was revealed that Anila's home was broken into. And these people live in a gated community, right? And I have heard some people say that they felt like maybe Toya had something to do with it, as kind of like get back and payback for some things that Anila has said and done. And her husband, Kieran, that's his name, Kieran, when there was a holiday party had, and Anila and Kieran came dressed as the movers, saying that they were coming to help pack up Toya and her husband so that they could move, because it was supposed to be like a joke. And Eugene and Toya did not find it funny, and Dr. Eugene actually went off on Karen about that in an episode after that episode aired. Okay, so they've got their issues. Well, what Funky Dineva said, because he's friends with Dr. Heavenly, and so he's got some inside news on the situation, what he said, it was like, wow, it's making it look as if Toya may have had something to do with it. I don't know. So I'm saying allegedly. I'm definitely not saying that she or anyone that she knew had anything to do with the break-in at Anila's house. But what he shared, it was very interesting. So I'm just going to play that clip.
a little something. Um, the lantern ceremony was cute, and I'm glad to see that Quad and Monica in a better space in terms of co-parenting Mason and Monica coming over and being a part of the family. That was a really good thing. Jackie interviews that fourth doctor.
I'm going to skip over that part and let's get into it.
Um, Last but not least, they bring up the break-in at Anila's house. It's very weird because the level of conversation that Eugene was having with Toya was very incriminating. Everything he described about the person who would have the motive to break into Anila's house, he described his wife. Toya was already mad at Anila because they fell out. Then Anila was responsible for bringing Zaina to Quad's party for them to leak this tea about her sleeping with somebody in the neighborhood. And if it is true, Anila has now blown up Toya's spot and she's mad. We already see Toya got a little bit of ruthlessness in her because she brought Carmita round there to fight whoever the case may be. Now here's the piece of the puzzle that y'all do not know. Okay? And let me be perfectly clear here. I'm not accusing Toya of setting up the break-in at Anila's house. I'm just simply giving y'all some context clues, and y'all can draw whatever conclusion y'all want to draw. Anila and Toya do live in a gated community. Like Eugene said, of all the houses in that neighborhood, they stopped and chose that one. They had to know that that person was not home. What was not revealed on that show is the night that Anila's house got broken into, Toya had a party at her house. Toya had a whole bunch of people at her house. So it is very likely or very possible that it could have been, people who are a part of the party. How could somebody get in the gate when Toya had a party? Because there were lots of cars, lots of people at the party. Again, not saying that Toya set it up, but 2 days after that shit hit the fan, not to mention, I forgot it was some OT I had. And this didn't come out on the show, but I'm giving y'all some behind the scenes tea. All right? Some behind the scenes tea is that Toya told Carrie that she heard it was a hit out on Anila. Toya told this to Carrie. Carrie revealed it to the group. Okay? Y'all didn't see that on camera. And Carrie said, despite being Toya's friend, she told it because she just did not feel it was right. All right? So, Toya, how would you know that there was a hit out on Anila's house? Who did you hear that from? And who did they hear that from? And why would somebody in the neighborhood be going around with a rumor about it being a hit on somebody's house? So, to be honest with you, and I'm just going to keep it a buck with you, a lot of the ladies in the group feel like Toya set up that robbery.
So I'm going to end that there. I was floored by that information because, again, that wasn't inside information, just like he said, that we did not have knowledge of from the show. And I have heard a few people say that they think that Toya had something to do with it, but again, myself, just always trying to give someone the benefit of the doubt for the most part. I just was thinking, no, I don't think she had anything to do with it. I believe it's just a coincidence. But Toya doesn't really come across as the brightest bulb in the pack sometimes. So for her to say to Carrie that she heard that there was a hit out on Anila, like who would say something like that? Like, how would you hear something like that? Where did you hear something like that? Why would someone say that of all people in the group? Yeah, we know that they built this big, fabulous home, and she showcases a lot on social media because she even said that she got like $500,000 worth of free furniture from her blogging. So that's, to be honest with you, what my thoughts were behind it. It was like, well, she is a blogger, and if she's showing her life on social media a lot, then that could make her a target. That's, kind of the way I was thinking. And also, Toya, she's, even though they've displayed their financial issues and struggles reluctantly, somewhat, she is married to a doctor who, in my opinion, I believe Dr. Eugene has integrity. He may not make the most wise decisions where he allows a lot of things to happen, with Toya and their finances, but that's their decision. I wouldn't think that she would have anything to do with it. And again, he didn't say I know for a fact that she did, but it is some thoughts behind a lot of people that, because of the way some things has transpired, they believe that she may have had something to do with it. So again, I'm just sharing what the speculations have been. I don't know whether she did or not, but I digress. Do you believe that Toya may have had something to do with the break-in at Anila's house? I'm really hoping not. I mean, she is the mother of 2 children. Yeah, we saw her on the first season have a knockdown, drag-out fight where she and Mariah fell into the pool. But it's crazy that it would go to this extent, especially so many seasons later, to get to this extent. We shall see what comes of this. I don't know if we're going to see any more about this on the show, in terms of the speculations, or even, do they catch the person or persons who did what they did? Or is this something that we're just going to see and get brought up at the reunion or throughout the airing of the show on social media? We shall see. But guys, what do you think about all of this, with this break-in at Anila's home and the accusations about Toya sleeping around on her husband with somebody in the neighborhood? Oh my God. This is a lot. Again, the drama, it is very, very entertaining. So it's what keeps me coming back to Married to Medicine. And it seems somewhat more realistic than any of the other shows. So that's what keeps me coming back. So you guys, let me know your thoughts about all of this. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And until the next time, this is Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest.